The big issue for the Hill, for our region, is migration.
Oh.
So we poured a lot of money into Central America.
Like how much?
$4 billion over 4 years. But now migrants are coming from elsewhere.
Right.
Like Venezuela.
Somos de nacionalidad venezolana. Tenemos vuelo para Nueva York.
Entonces, ¿compraste un vuelo con Spirit?
Sí.
40.
Sí. Entramos con la cita de CBP One por el puente fronterizo.
So what is the end goal? Why are they allowing it? They want to change the demographics of the United States.
Explosive undercover footage has exposed the terrifying truth.
They want to change the demographics of the United States.
The Biden administration is deliberately importing criminals to alter the demographics of the United States.
They want to change the demographics of the United States.
This shocking admission, or maybe not so shocking, caught on camera by the James O'Keefe Less Project Veritas, confirms the Great Replacement theory is more than just a conspiracy.
Asking the white majority to do something is difficult. And I think it'd be easier if we just acknowledge that it's difficult. No ethnic majority group in 10,000 years of human history that I could find ever went from being a majority to being a minority and liked it. And that's basically the request from the racial justice left, is that we want the white majority to go from being a majority to being a minority and like it.
The Great Replacement theory, often dismissed by corporate media as a white supremacist conspiracy, is now proven real by this footage. The theory suggests that immigrants are intentionally brought in to replace the native population and change the country's demographic makeup. Don't try to tell me there's no war on white people in a country where saying it's okay to be white is considered an offensive hate crime. Even whites are afraid to say it's okay to be white. Remember the backlash when Kanye West wore a White Lives Matter shirt to his Paris fashion show?
He wore a White Lives Matter shirt, and everyone's going crazy about it.
Inappropriate behavior. Kanye West.
The phrase deemed a racist response to Black Lives Matter led to an outcry from activists and the media. It's evident in these incidents that the issue extends beyond any single racial group, but undeniably includes replacing whites. Even Tucker Carlson and Dr. Claude Anderson, famous white and black commentators, authors, respectively, they agree on this point.
Here are the numbers you need to understand. Yale University released a study last week by 3 researchers, all of them liberal, I believe, who concluded that the actual number of illegal aliens in this country is not 11 million, it's north of 22 million. 22 million.
We anticipate in the next 10 to 12 years approximately 8 to 6 million Hispanics coming into the United States and 41 million Asians.
The Democratic Party is now, as a matter of policy, calling for the legalization of all illegals in this country, citizenship voting rights, 22 million new voters.
You have been the majority minority for 400 years in this country. You have been the number 2 population for 400 years.
You would add to our voter rolls 22 million, at least, permanent electoral majority in perpetuity.
You're going to get kicked out of being number 2. You're going to go down and become number 4.
That's what this is about. It's not about making the country better, serving our labor needs, helping the population. It's about putting Democrats in power forever. That is the truth of our immigration debate, period.
Now, common sense, even a 3rd grade education would tell you, if you didn't get anything when you were number 2, you all jumped ahead of me, but anyway, you can guess what you're going to get when you become number 4.
It's not to say that it's only whites, but it's okay to just focus on whites for a second. The latest secret footage from a Grindr or a Tinder date, allegedly, reveals Daniel Fitzgerald. Hi, Daniel. You're on Candid Camera.
When it's least expected, you're elected, you're the star today. Smile, you're on Candid Camera.
A State Department official admitting that despite pouring billions into Central America, immigration patterns have shifted. More migrants, or illegals, are now coming from countries like Venezuela. This aligns with the Great Replacement theory, indicating a deliberate attempt to change America's demographics. This isn't some new Biden regime concept. The trajectory of white population replacement has been ongoing for decades, brought about by both major political parties and maybe some other groups as well. In his own words, Fitzgerald admits,
I wish people knew that we're letting in criminals daily. Like when I was in... You have confirmation of that? You have confirmation? Oh yeah. So all the good, honest, hardworking Mexicans stay in Mexico, and all the pieces of garbage come to the United States. And those are the ones that we left. We are literally, and the Mexican government has no reason to stop it because their garbage goes to another country and then sends money back to them. Like imagine if the worst of the worst, if all the criminals in the United States were all going to Canada and sending back billions of dollars a year. Why would you stop that?
To understand the magnitude of this issue, it's crucial to grasp Fitzgerald's role in the State Department. As a country coordinator, he oversees the allocation of U.S. foreign aid in the Western Hemisphere, specifically targeting Central and Latin America to address migration issues. His responsibilities include managing foreign aid distribution, implementing programs under the root causes strategy, coordinating with local governments and NGOs, and providing policy recommendations. Fitzgerald is a part of the administrative state destroying our country, and his clips undercover show that he is knowingly participating in what he knows are evil actions. This strategy that Daniel admitted through the camera and mic that was probably caught on the guy's purse that he was on a date with is aimed at transforming the political and cultural perspective of the United States. It's an attempt to undermine the nation's foundational values. You're bringing in a bunch of people that don't know what the First Amendment is. They don't even know how to speak English. They haven't been vetted. How does this happen? We allow laws on the books not to be enforced, and then we allow these cultural policies to remain in place due to the significant conditioning of the European American population. Phrases like nation of immigrants, melting pot, and diversity is our strength have been propaganda tools for this conditioning. Diversity is not a strength. It is not our strength. The strength of the country is to be able to vet and assimilate people. My parents are immigrants. I'm not anti-immigration. The strength of the country is to assimilate and to bring in people who believe in the Bill of Rights. Those rights don't mean anything if the population doesn't know what they are or believe in them. Even today, whatever the definition of a conservative is, and liberals alike tout the United States as an idea or an experiment rather than an actual nation, suggesting that European American history, culture, ancestry, and identity are obsolete, taboo, something to be ashamed of. That's what the whole 1619 Project is. This latest hidden mic clown, Daniel Fitzgerald, he himself highlighted the failure of these policies.
So what is the end goal? Why are they allowing it? They want to change the demographics of the United States. They really do. Because, no, honestly, the people from Nebraska, like my family's like Americans that have, my family's been in the United States for 400 years. Traditional standard Americans are not leftists. Latin America's all leftists. And it's just, it literally is. It's just to try to change the demographics.
This trend isn't limited to the United States. It's happening in other Western countries as well. Practically all ethnic Europeans worldwide have a total fertility rate below 2.1, which is necessary for population sustainment. Might sound like a problem. Somebody might need to sound the alarm on it. Yet officials insist on the importation of aliens. This idea of white embarrassment is extremely weird because it doesn't apply to Joe Biden. It doesn't apply to Gavin Newsom. It doesn't apply to Gretchen Whitmer. It only applies to certain whites. Speaking of James O'Keefe, his OMG group exposed Disney openly admitting they don't promote whites.
Certainly, there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Just kind of unspoken.
There are times when it's spoken, but
how would they say it?
There's no way we're hiring a white male person.
For you white liberal women, or you black buffoons, or you rainbow warriors, or anyone else who doubts the claim about what's happening against whites, straight whites, obviously. The Biden administration has no problem welcoming, promoting non-straight whites. Anyone who doesn't understand, for any of you specifically, if you're in one of those groups and you question this, this is how it happens. It's out in the open and no one talks about it outside of the dissidents online trapped in their algorithmic zoo cages. This isn't a cheap fake. We're living it. The last thing that officials who have overseen policies of mass unfettered illegals want is for you to see through their distractions and take an unwavering stand against white replacement or our replacement. Guarding our blood, inheritance, and freedoms must be our foremost priority. Civilizations like Babylon, Persia, Egypt, Rome, and now America have all been unlived from the exact type of societal cancer. This crucial historical lesson nearly vanished when the Library of Alexandria burned. Today, we face at least 3 contrived wars designed to leverage other countries to take America down, depleting our cash, oil, and ammo while millions of invaders are let in. Why should you care about the whites? Why should you care about them being replaced if you aren't white? Well, number 1, morally it doesn't work for me. Number 2, whites founded this great country and will be essential in saving it, which could only happen through a peaceful negotiated divorce. Other groups, including blacks and the LGBTQ plus communities, are a significant reason why this country supports an anti-constitutional regime. Just as Rome fell to internal decay, depravity, and external pressures, America faces a similar threat. The story of Rome's collapse serves as a warning. Without decisive action, our fate will mirror theirs.
America is a Christian nation. He just asks for you to do everything that you can to do his will. And if each and every person in this room, and myself included, and everybody watching at home, is doing everything in their power to set things straight, then we don't have to worry. It's in God's hands, and that is all that anybody can do. And ultimately, in the end, as we know how this story ends, God has the final victory. Remember that. So, to close the second annual America First Political Action Conference, I want to say emphatically and definitively that this is the real America First movement, and we are inevitable. Thank you.
Middle MAGA.